Hello there.
Hi.
I'm Tobias.
I'm Bobby.
You're what?
Bobby.
Bobby. And we are your Tuesday couple on.
5. Oh.
Shit. Crap.
Yeah, edit that out.
Zop it up, doobie doo, zop it up, zop it doo, dun dee da. Zop it up, doobie doo, zop it up, zop it doo, dun dee da. Zop it up, doobie doo, zop it up, zop it doo, dun dee da. Dwee da, dwee doo.
We're your Tuesday couple on.
For a couple of gays.
There you go. And this week's topic, we're answering questions. And this week's question number 1.
Once again, you gotta look at the
I'm
iPad.
sorry.
Look at the dice.
Is what is something that you've wanted to do as a couple, such as skydiving, robbing a bank, or attempting to eat a large pizza in one sitting, but you have yet to experience it?
We haven't really talked about that.
Well, this is a great time to talk about it. By the way, I hope you like our new view here. Give you a little different look of our channel. So, Bobby, what is something that you would like to do as a couple that we have yet to do?
Go on a road trip.
That is something I was thinking about. I've always wanted to do a
My flight.
east to west coast road trip. You know, from not necessarily like we live in Michigan, so we're pretty close to the East Coast. So no, I don't necessarily think that we should drive to the East Coast just to go all the way back. But I'd like to do a coast to coast road trip. But since you brought that up, I think
Whoa, don't hit me so hard.
I would like to bungee jump
Mm-hmm.
or skydiving. If I get away with robbing a bank, I would in a heartbeat, because then we'd have more money. So yeah, so
Just think. If all of us robbed a bank, like all of us on this channel,
we would be.
Joanne and Jenna could be like the bouncers at the door making sure no one comes
That's
in.
right.
And
Joanne and Jenna could be our bouncers.
No, Joanne is Joanne?
Joanne.
Yeah. Joanne and Jenna would
We
be
have
the
your names
bouncers.
right. We got it in the bag. In the bag.
Yeah. And then,
And then Strag and Tanya.
no, Strag would be with the gun. Yeah.
She'd have the big guns. And then Tanya, she could be our coordinator for robbing the bank. Yep, she could. I don't even know if you're really computer smart, but that makes sense.
Oh, Strag and Nate can come in this.
And then Renee could be like, you know, the two people that distract the people, you know? Like, Renee could be like, "Oh, darling, I have dropped something on the ground. Can you pick it up, please?"
Okay, they're from Australia, not Britain.
However,
They're from London.
and then Nate could be like, "Hi-ya!" and like, you know, and then those will be so we're all gonna rob a bank. So, and okay, the next question of this week's topic:
Kettle cooked lace chips barbecue.
what are your thoughts as a couple on getting tested for sexually transmitted infections and HIV together? Also, if the outcome were a positive result, what would your options be to medicate or to not medicate?
Wow,
Well,
funny story.
funny story, coincidentally, today we're actually going to go get tested for HIV as a couple. I personally think that it's important to get tested for STIs and sexually transmitted. A lot of people used to say sexually transmitted diseases, STDs. However, disease insinuates that it's your fault, and it gives you a negative stigma that you have an STD. STI, a sexually transmitted infection, gives you more of a positive twist, and I don't know how to explain this, but an infection doesn't necessarily mean that it's your fault. So yeah, does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense.
Yeah.
So, however, I feel that if you've been sexually active, you need to get tested. I'm a sexual health care educator in the town that we live in, so I go around and I talk about sex, and you know, I don't like tell people don't do it, because I mean, by all means, I want to tell people not to have sex. However, you know, so I think it is important. I'm kind of rambling. I think it is important to get tested as a couple together, especially if you've been in a monogamous relationship. And for those of you who don't know, monogamous means, what does it mean, Bobby? Committed, partnered. So no cheating. I mean, I know Strag and Tanya kind of didn't like the question. However, I think it's a very good question, because you can get a yeast infection, for example, you know, from wearing your bathing suit, you know, for long periods of times. And like Tanya mentioned, you know, needles. You could get, you know, some type of disease from a needle. I mean, shoot, if you have an open wound or a little cut on your hand, and you go to shake hands with someone, and you go to shake hands with them, and they have a cut on their hand, and they have HIV, you have a high chance of getting it, you know. So there are many ways that you may not think about it, but there are ways that you can catch something, you know. Like, I had to have a bone marrow transplant, like 8 months ago when I was going through cancer, and I could have easily contracted HIV through the bone marrow of the donor. So I think it's very, very important to get tested together as a couple. You know, it makes your relationship stronger. I've been tested, just kind of like Strag and Tanya. Strag was not tested, and Bobby here hasn't been tested.
What's my point now? No, look on the screen.
Oh. So yeah. Like how blonde my hair is, by the way.
Oh.
That a lubricant is not a protection. That's just to make sex easier and more enjoyable. Condoms, always use a condom. However, a condom only protects the head and shaft of the penis, and it doesn't protect your genital area. Your genital area is from your belly button to your knees all the way around. So unless you want to wear a big body condom, I don't even know if they have those.
Saran wrap.
Saran wrap. But yeah, so I think it makes your relationship stronger. When Bobby and I first talked about it, I think it's more common in gay couples to talk about it, to get tested together. Not so much lesbian couples. I don't know. We'll find out later in this week from, Renee, and Joanne and Jenna. But what about the viewers? If there's any couples out there, I'd like to know, do female partners talk about it as much as gay guys do? I think it's more common in... He's drinking my orange juice. I think it's more common...
bought it.
Yeah, it's okay.
No, we bought
We
it.
bought it.
What?
I think it's more common in the gay community, like I said, to have these discussions. So, it seems like lesbian couples are more committed. And in gay time, it's just so long. Like, we've been together...
Forever.
6.5 months-ish? I don't know how to explain it. Ish. So, sorry. So, Bobby never got tested, so he was actually really nervous. Can you please stop?
No.
He was really nervous when I first brought it up, but I was able to educate him and tell him about some things.
I'd read 5 books. I'd read 5 books.
Not 5.
Okay,
A
3.
couple. Anyways,
Very big and
sorry that we're
thick.
rambling. But I think it's important as a couple to discuss it. I don't think you necessarily have to force your partner to go do it. I feel like a good friend of mine says, you can't ignore your partner from wanting to talk about it. You have the right. You should listen to your partner if they want to talk about it, because you can't just ignore something like that. It is something that most couples, I don't know. But anyways, that's all. That's all for this week's topic. Is questions. Orange juice. We would like subs. Comment. Rate it. Not rape. We already discussed that. Thumbs up the video.
No thumbs down?
And that's about it, I guess. So,
HCO.
HCO?
Yeah.
What's that? Bye. Are you doing it? Bye.
There ain't no reason you and me